notice these words that are etched on the Jefferson Monument. You can go to Washington, D.C. and go to the Jefferson Monument. These are the words that are etched in stone. This is what he said. Almighty God hath created the mind free. All attempts to influence it by temporal punishment or burdens are a departure from the plan of the holy author of our religion. No man shall be compelled to frequent or support any religious worship or ministry, or shall otherwise suffer on account of his religious opinions or belief. But all men shall be free to profess and by argument to maintain their opinions in matter of religion. I know but one code of morality for men, whether acting singly or collectively. Did Thomas Jefferson believe in the separation of church and state? Did he believe in two kingdoms? Yes, separate from one another. Notice the words of George Washington. These are words to the Baptist delegation, August 8, 1789. Here, Washington says, if I could have entertained the slightest apprehension that the Constitution framed by the Convention, where I had the honor to preside, might possibly endanger the religious rights of any ecclesiastical society, certainly I would never have placed my signature on it. And if I could now conceive that the general government might ever be so administered as to render the liberty of conscience insecure, I beg you will be persuaded that no one would be more zealous than myself to establish effectual barriers against the horrors of spiritual tyranny and every species of religious persecution. For you doubtless remember, I have often expressed my sentiments that any man conducting himself as a good citizen and being accountable to God alone for his religious opinions ought to be protected in worshiping the deity according to the dictates of his own conscience. Three of the founding fathers. Thomas Jefferson was actually one of the architects of the Constitution of the United States. Let me ask you once again, did these men believe in two kingdoms within the same nation? Yes. And sometimes I ask people when I lecture on this, I say, let me ask you, how many kingdoms are you citizens of? How many countries are we in now? We're in one country, right? But how many kingdoms are we citizens of in one nation? We are citizens of two kingdoms. We have two passports. One passport is the U.S. passport. That's the civil passport. And then we have the blood of the Lamb, which is the other passport. You see, we're citizens of one nation because we were born here, or we were naturalized here. We're citizens of the other nation because of the new birth. We were born again. And so we live in one nation, but within that one nation, there are two kingdoms that are to be ever what? Separate one from another.